You won't believe what happened next. They thought she was there to serve drinks. That was their first mistake. The Plaza Hotel's grand ballroom sparkled under a canopy of crystal chandeliers. Champagne towers shimmered like molten gold, and the air buzzed with the arrogant laughter of Wall Street elites. But when Eleanor Harrington laid eyes on Aaliyah Thompson, all she saw was an outsider. "Marcus, can you believe this?" Eleanor's voice sliced through the air, cool and sharp as glass. "They're letting people like her into a $500 million investor gala." Her son, Marcus, the heir to Harrington Enterprises, smirked behind his champagne flute. "Relax, mother. She probably slipped in through the kitchen. I'll take care of it." He turned, pointed directly at Aaliyah, and with a voice dripping condescension, called out, "Hey, sweetheart, champagne's low over here. Chop chop." A ripple of laughter followed. The band didn't miss a beat, but the mood shifted. Phones paused mid-text. Eyes locked on the woman in the elegant black gown, who wasn't smiling. Before we dive deeper into the moment that shattered a financial empire, let me know where you're watching from. Comment your city below. Hit like if you're already hooked, because what happened next changed everything. Aaliyah stood perfectly still. No reaction, no words, just calm, controlled. No one knew she was the founder and CEO of Thompson Innovations. No one suspected that she controlled the very deal being toasted around the room. And no one imagined that the woman they just humiliated could bring the Harrington dynasty to its knees. Eleanor, draped in a silver gown that shimmered like entitlement itself, strutted toward Aaliyah. Her heels clicked against marble floors like a gavel. "This section is for invited guests only," she said, holding out her hand. "Your event pass." Without hesitation, Aaliyah reached into her clutch and handed it over. Eleanor looked at it, barely, before tearing it clean down the middle. Gasps echoed. A hush swept over nearby tables. "Security," Eleanor barked. A middle-aged black security guard named Jamal stepped forward. He hesitated. "Ma'am, she's on the list." "Do not question me," Eleanor snapped. "Remove her," Marcus chimed in, louder this time. "Relax, Mom. She probably wants a selfie for her followers." More laughter. Jazz floated through the tension. Still, Aaliyah didn't flinch. She calmly pulled out her phone, dialed a number, and in a voice that sliced through the hush like a blade said, "Rebecca, cancel the Harrington deal. Move the full $500 million to Vanguard. Immediately." Silence fell like a guillotine. Gasps exploded. Phones buzzed. Investors stared at their screens, disbelief turning to panic. One whisper became a flood. "Did she say cancel? Who is she?" Sophia Ramirez, a young reporter, went live from across the ballroom. "Ladies and gentlemen," she whispered, "you are not going to believe what's happening at the Plaza Hotel right now." Tyler, a young catering assistant, stepped forward. "She's not staff. She's on the guest list." "That's Aaliyah Thompson. She's the reason this event exists." Marcus turned pale. "Who?" "The CEO of Thompson Innovations." Eleanor froze. Sophia's live stream skyrocketed. Within minutes, it had over 50,000 viewers. Comments poured in. Aaliyah stood tall, untouched by the chaos. Eleanor's hand clenched around the shredded pass. She leaned in. "You'll regret this." "No," Aaliyah said quietly. "You will." The room broke. Investors scrambled. Phones rang. Markets trembled. Marcus tried to laugh it off. Cute bluff. But his phone lit up. A notification glowed. "Vanguard confirms fund transfer. Press release pending." Panic spread. Marcus's smirk vanished. Sophia caught it all. "Miss Thompson," Jamal said, his voice heavy, "I'm sorry, I didn't know. Aaliyah nodded. Eleanor turned to Jamal. Get this under control. But the control was gone. Across the city, Thompson Innovations and Vanguard issued a joint statement. The Harrington deal was dead. Investors whispered. Servers clapped quietly. Tyler stood taller. Aaliyah raised her phone again. Rebecca, Phase 2 begins now. Already auditing their books, Rebecca replied. Violations found. Files incoming. Marcus charged over. What the hell do you think you're doing? Aaliyah barely looked at him. Business? Sophia's mic caught everything. Marcus's voice cracked. Sabotage. Tyler spoke again, louder. Everyone saw Eleanor tear up her pass. Everyone heard them mock her. This isn't sabotage, it's justice. The crowd murmured. Phones buzzed. Hashtags exploded. Justice at the plaza. Within 15 minutes, it had 500,000 mentions. Eleanor whispered to Marcus, We have to fix this. Too late, he muttered, showing her the plummeting stock price. Back at Thompson HQ, Rebecca coordinated with Vanguard CEO Victor Lang. Press goes out in 30. Victor nodded. She didn't just beat them, she erased them. Sophia ended her stream and called her editor. I have the story of the year. Aaliyah saw her across the room and nodded once. Eleanor huddled with advisors. Draft a statement. Blame confusion. Spin it. But Vanguard dropped their release. Historic partnership with Thompson Innovations. Gasps swept the room. Marcus slumped into a chair. Eleanor's mask cracked. Aaliyah walked to the center of the room. She paused. Since some of you seem confused, she said evenly, let me introduce myself. Silence. I'm Aaliyah Thompson, CEO of Thompson Innovations. The architect of the deal you were celebrating. A roar of gasps. Dozens of phones flew up. Sophia's live stream crossed 300,000 viewers. Comments flooded in. Aaliyah continued, The deal is dead. Thompson Innovations will never partner with Harrington Enterprises. That decision is final. No theatrics, just truth. Tyler whispered to a server. She flipped the room with 10 words. Jamal nodded, standing tall. Eleanor tried to speak. This is outrageous. No, Aaliyah said. This is over-respect. Marcus stepped forward, desperate. You can't destroy decades of work in one night. I didn't, Aaliyah replied. You did. That's why it was easy. Sophia's live stream surged past 500,000. Hashtags trended globally. Investors quietly slipped out. Loyalty shifting. Eleanor whispered to her PR team, Say she breached confidentiality. Anything. Sophia caught it all. The clip went viral. Aaliyah addressed the room. For years, you dismissed people like me. Tonight isn't about race or gender. It's about dignity, accountability. From now on, Thompson Innovations only partners with those who share those values. Silence. Tyler raised his voice. I saw everything. You belong here. A ripple of applause, soft but powerful. Eleanor retreated. Marcus trailing, their advisors whispering. Sophia spoke into her mic. History is being made. Live stream viewers crossed 700,000. Aaliyah picked up her phone. Rebecca, accelerate the audit. I want every violation public by morning. Already in motion. Marcus stormed over. You're ruining us. No, Aaliyah said. I'm showing the world who you are. Tyler stepped up again. Everyone heard it. This is consequences. Sophia's stream passed 1 million. Commenters screamed, Queen Energy. Protect Aaliyah, Eleanor whispered. Call PR. Control the narrative. Her advisor shook his head. The footage is everywhere. Victor Lang toasted in his boardroom. By morning, they'll beg us to buy what's left. Rebecca showed Aaliyah a map of Harrington's partners. "We don't just take vendors," Aaliyah said. "We take their allies, isolate them." Victor smiled. Strategic strikes, controlled collapse. Whistleblowers surfaced. Compliance violations, falsified reports, unreported accounts. Aaliyah nodded. "We hold it. Timing is leverage." Across time zones, Tokyo, London, Dubai reeled. Victor said, "She didn't want their seat. She wanted the floor rebuilt." Sophia's expose trended globally. Aaliyah turned to her team. "By sunrise, they won't just lose respect. They'll lose everything." CNBC, Bloomberg, Reuters all led with the story. Harrington collapse. Marcus and Eleanor argued in a corner. Sophia streamed it live. Daniel Ortiz called, "We're ready to sue if they retaliate." "Hold the trigger," Aaliyah said. "Let them move first." Rebecca whispered, 12 violations confirmed. "Good. Tomorrow, we dismantle their foundation." By morning, Harrington Enterprises had lost over $4 billion in value. Dozens of partners pulled out. Eleanor was ousted. 6 months later, Aaliyah stood in her corner office, the skyline stretching out before her. Thompson Innovations had launched a $2.5 billion fund for minority-led startups. It had created over 9,000 jobs. Forbes called her the CEO who redefined power. Harrington Enterprises, downsized, blacklisted, forgotten. Sophia's Netflix documentary topped global charts. Her final line, "Power isn't inherited, it's earned." Tyler received a full scholarship. Jamal now led corporate security. The SEC launched investigations. Boardrooms changed policies. Accountability had a new face. Aaliyah took the stage at the National Innovation Summit. She didn't talk about revenge. She talked about values, dignity, access, legacy. She turned to Rebecca. "They tore up my pass. I built my own door. So if you ever find yourself underestimated, overlooked, or disrespected, remember this story. Because dignity isn't something they hand you. It's something you claim." Hit subscribe, drop your city, and never forget, when they try to lock you out, build the damn building yourself.